All right, man, we back. Mercy Sports Talk, we in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, and share the video. Today, we're going to talk about our Week 7 opponents in 2020, the Atlanta Falcons. Let's get to it. Atlanta is a team that has no pressure on them to do anything this year. They got rid of Mohamed Sanu. They lost a few guys on defense. And they're a team that's flying under the radar with Tom Brady coming back. Will come into the NFC South, and Drew Brees and the Saints, remaining prominent. Atlanta's a team that's going under the radar. But let's talk about some of the guys they brought in and maybe got rid of. They're bringing Dante Fowler from the Rams. It's shocking to see he only 26 years old. They lose Austin Hooper to the Cleveland Browns, and he was a really good tight end, but I guess they couldn't afford him. Lose Desmond Trufant to our Detroit Lions. Lose guard Wes Schweitzer to the Washington Redskins. They lose Vic Beasley to the Tennessee Titans. They lose Devondre Campbell, outside linebacker, to the Arizona Cardinals. They lose Adrian Claiborne, Big Ten guy from Iowa, to Cleveland. They bring in Todd Gurley, who only 26 years old, from the Rams, Tom Sobrello, the tackle, they lose him to Tennessee. Jack Crawford, defensive tackle, they lose him to Tennessee. They bring in Darqueze Dennard to replace Desmond Trufant, which he a good press corner. He just ain't really lived up to his expectations in the NFL yet out of Michigan State. They bring in Kenyon Barner from the Baltimore Ravens. They bring in Laquan Treadwell from the Minnesota Vikings. They also bring in Deion Buchanan from the New York Giants. They lose Jonathan Cyprien to the San Francisco 49ers. And they bring in Kajon Armstrong, tackle, from the Denver Broncos. They lose Devontae Freeman. He's yet to be signed. And also they bring back J.J. Wilcox as well, too. So, they bringing in some guys, no really huge names outside of Todd Gurley, but Todd Gurley, if he got anything left, he could be real dangerous in this offense. That's the one thing that scared me. If Todd Gurley is healthy, he's going to be dangerous, and Dante Fowler on that turf is going to be dangerous on the opposite side of Takk McKinley, who they still have. As far as their draft picks, people say they reach for Clemson cornerback AJ Terrell. Second round, they took Marlon Davidson from Auburn, who I was surprised fell to the second round. Matt Hennessy in the third round, center out of Temple. Fourth round, they took Michael Walker, linebacker, Fresno State. Another fourth round selection, they took Jalen Hawkins, safety out of California, and they took a punter out of Syracuse, Sterling Hoffischer. So that's what they did. They had 6 draft picks, 2 fourth rounds, 1 third, 1 second, 1 first, and 1 seventh. Also, you go to their depth chart. Let's talk about that for a minute. They bring back Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, who should be able to step it up. And behind him, I don't know too much about any receivers, but Laquan Treadwell was a disappointment out of Ole Miss, getting drafted to the Minnesota Vikings. They still bring back left tackle Jake Matthews, left guard James Carpenter from the New York Giants. I'm guessing that's where he came from. Also, they got center Alex Mack, who was one of the better centers when he left Cleveland. Not sure how he's doing now. Right guard Chris Lindstrom. Caleb McGarry is their right tackle. And they bring in Hayden Hurst to replace Austin Hooper at cornerback. At tight end. He's really good. He really didn't get no shine over there because Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson had a hell of a connection. They bring in Matt Schaub as their starting quarterback. And yes, Matt Ryan. Matt Schaub is still their backup, or is their backup quarterback again, coming from Baltimore. They bring in Todd Gurley, behind him Brian Hill, Ito Smith, and Quadri Olsen. Like I said earlier, Devontae Freeman still is yet to sign to a team. Keith Smith is a fullback. And to look at their defense, Alan Bailey is their left defensive end. Defensive tackles is Tyler Davison, and also Grady Jarrett, who's been really good for a long time. Right defensive end is Takk McKinley. They got Dante Fowler out there too at the end. strong linebacker. Can't pronounce his name. Whatever his name is, we don't know it. Forseda, Olaku, whoever. Deion Jones is still man in the middle for them as well. And I guess Dante Fowler's gonna be one of their linebackers. They got like three defensive ends named, so not sure what kind of depth chart going on here. But AJ Terrell, corner, Keanu O'Neal, safety, Ricardo Allen, safety, and Isaiah Oliver is slated to start out their opposite cornerback position. And they got Young Ho Koo, who is a place kicker. Let's keep going on. Long snappers, Josh Harris, and they don't really have a punter right now, so no punt returner named, and no punter named either. So kick returner is going to be Brian Hill. But overall, overall Atlanta is a team that's probably going to give us some issues because when they got pressure on the Atlanta Falcons, they seem to melt like an ice cream cone in a hot summer day. All right, when they have no pressure on them to perform, they seem to play looser. Don't count them out winning this division because there's no pressure. Now, if they start winning and they start winning the division and, getting up there close to people talking about they can make a run to the Super Bowl or in the playoffs, then you can expect them to fold. Any pressure on Matt Ryan's shoulders, he instantly folds. And that's just the God honest truth. But I would say they are a dark horse to win this division, a legit dark horse to win a division. Matt Ryan is still somewhat in his prime, and Brady and Drew Brees are not. But one thing about this team that couldn't be the wild card for them to flip it around is Todd Gurley. If Todd Gurley, which his knee checked out, he passed the physical when they got him in the building a couple months ago. If he shows up and show out, I guarantee you that Julio Jones is probably going to have double-digit touchdowns in the red zone. His presence, as far as utilize him in the run game, off tackle, inside the tackles, and also catching the ball in the flats and the little irky-jerky running back routes, the circle, the Texas, the option routes, the wheels. If they find a way to get him effective in his offense, this offense is going to be explosive. And Calvin Ridley probably going to go out there and get double-digit touchdowns. And don't sleep on Christian Hayden as a free agent pick as well too. But when this defense got it together the second half of the season, they were scary. And this defense is going to pretty much hinge on AJ Terrell and Darqueze Dennard going out there in their back half, doing what they need to do, and can Takk McKinley and Dante Fowler and Grady Jarrett hold it down up front and create pressure. But I can see why people count Atlanta out. They lost a lot of talent. A lot of their talent is getting older. Their window's starting to close since they went to the Super Bowl, but they do have some really good players on this team, man, and some guys I actually really like. But the key to this offense is going to be Matt Ryan not having no pressure coming on. He going to be able to play loose and drop dimes, and also Todd Gurley is going to be the next key to the master lock. If he healthy and he able to get back to being explosive, and they utilize him the right way, that means Julio going to have a huge year. And defensively for them, like I said, it's going to be about getting pressure and playing good in all three levels of the defense. Getting pressure up front, stopping the run, doing what the linebackers do, and the defensive backs defending. But would I say they're the most talented team in a division? No, I would probably go with Tampa, top to bottom, or New Orleans. But are they playing with any pressure on them? That's the key for Atlanta. Atlanta got talent, you know what I'm saying, across the board. The key is when they have expectations, they fold like origami. There is no expectations for Atlanta this year, and that's the God honest truth. So I expect Atlanta to go out there and make a run at winning this division, to be honest. But as far as how we match up versus Atlanta, Julio is scary, Calvin Ridley is scary, and Todd Gurley healthy is scary. Now, would I bet my pretty penny that Todd Gurley ain't going to be healthy by week 7? I probably would bet it that he won't be healthy. All right, so pretty much they putting their stock in a whole bunch of other running backs, Brian Hill, Quadri Olsen, and Ito Smith, who have silent moments. But if Todd Gurley not there and they not able to run the ball, this offense is going to be totally different. Maybe they think about picking back up Devontae Freeman at some point, but without the run game, you can double up on Julio Jones and get special attention on um, Calvin Ridley, and watch Hayden Hurst scoring across the middle. And that's the thing about this offense. No run game. Take away Julio if you can. This offense becomes pedestrian. And we know if we pressure Matt Ryan, he will turn the ball over. Okay? Any amount of pressure applied to Matt Ryan, he's going to fold. Pressure as far as expectations, pressure as far as pressure coming from the defensive line and linebackers and blitz and safeties and corners, or expectations of pressure of expectations. We know he gonna fold, but pretty much how the Lions gotta attack this offense is stop the run, take away Julio, and put pressure on Matt Ryan, and that's the ticket. We will be going to Mercedes-Benz Dome, so won't probably be no fans in attendance for this game either. So to be honest, offensively, Todd Gurley is the key in getting pressure on Matt Ryan. It's the second key, and the third key is to take away Julio Jones. Okay. To continue on, the defense, how Matthew Stafford and the offense should attack the defense is you got to run when you got two very, very athletic pass rushers coming, and McKinley and Dante Fowler. So they got to run the ball. Grady Jarrett is a problem in the run game, so we got to make sure we open some things up and get him double teamed to get him out the way. I think Marlon Davidson is going to be really good in the interior line for them his rookie year. Don't sleep on him potentially being the defensive rookie of the year candidate. But it's going to be about us running the ball in every game. It's going to be about the Lions running the ball. If they run the ball with, Galladay, and they run the ball with, Amendola, if Hockenson bring what he bring it in training camp and have a great first to second year jump, and also Marvin Jones do what he doing, we'll ever get out of Quintez Cephas, who really turning up camp. We able to run the ball. Atlanta defense don't have an answer for us, especially if we able to protect Matthew Stafford. And either better protection is being able to do play action, them not knowing if he run the ball or throwing it. They have nobody that can hold our receivers, nobody that can hold our tight ends. And I think Stafford should have a career day versus Atlanta defense if they're able to run the ball. But if was a fifth, we'll all be drunk, and we haven't been able to run the ball consistently ever since Barry Sanders retired from year to year. And that's going to be the $1 million question. If the Lions can run the ball, they could be favored in the majority of their games this year. If they can't run the ball and the defense don't come around and stop the run and get after the passer, it's going to be a long season. And if you can't run the ball versus this Atlanta offense, they're going to pin their ears back, and Stafford may not make it out this game. Okay? And that's just the God honest truth. In Atlanta, it ain't no game where you mark for the Lions, this a gimme. Atlanta is a team that's most dangerous when they don't have expectations. I say it again. Atlanta is a team that's most dangerous when they don't have expectations. This Atlanta team is dangerous. Now, if this Atlanta team had expectations of winning the NFC South, and we seen them in Week 7 then we probably sneak up on them and beat them, bar none. Oh, here come the same old Lions, the sorry old Lions. We just gonna crush the Lions. Easy work, easy money, blah, blah, blah. But with them flying under the radar, no pressure, it's a very, very dangerous Atlanta Falcon team. So we need to definitely look out for them. But hey, let me know what you guys think. We're gonna move on to Week 8, God willing, tomorrow. Don't forget, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all my social media links. Want to make a donation?